Hello.
Hello, we are back.
We're back. This is Zoe.
This is Dan.
And
we're the Dan&Zoe Podcast.
Yeah, exactly. We're doing the first episode.
The first official episode.
Yeah.
Last one was a promo. This is the official episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what were we saying? We're going to start with talking a bit about each other.
Yeah, I think the promo, we barely really talked about ourselves. So I think we should just get to know us a bit more before we dive into it. Also, we don't have a guest in this show. So we're going to have a guest on the next one. But yeah, very sorry about that, but it's fine. Just get to know us a bit more ourselves. So yeah,
we're just going to
dive into that.
It was pretty last minute notice for everybody we could have had on here, and everybody that we wanted to is not even in town. So
everyone's either busy or just not here at all.
It's because of reading week.
Mm-hmm.
So I've Googled questions to ask, Daniel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty intense.
Well, yeah. Are you ready?
Am I a guest?
I mean, I'm asking them to myself as well.
Okay. Yeah. Go on.
Okay. These are 350 good questions.
350 good questions?
That's too much.
This is just an hour podcast.
Yeah, we're not going to answer all of them, obviously.
No.
But these are like conversation starters? No. I want like personal questions, I guess.
I feel like we know each other a bit more than conversation starters.
Yeah, but they don't know us.
They don't know us. That's fair. That's true. That's very true.
Even though right now people who watch probably know us.
I think only 4 people watch this that know me.
Really?
Well,
will your parents watch this?
No, they won't watch this. If they do watch it, they're going to be like, bro, like, you're on some shit.
You're so certain. Maybe we should start talking about our families then.
Maybe we should.
Okay, you go first then.
Okay. Well, my family, they probably don't even know I swear or cuss or anything. No, they don't know any of that shit.
I don't know why I'm acting surprised. Like, why am I making a surprised face even though I know?
Yeah, why are you making it surprised?
I don't know.
I mean, my parents are Arab, and I think every other Middle Eastern person knows just how intense it can be living in that household and with that family and everything. I mean, it is pretty intense in terms of how strict, I guess, in comparison to Western families it is. But it is pretty bad, but I don't know. I think in the end it's still all right. I think it's more respect.
Say something nice about them.
Say something nice. Well, I was getting there.
Oh, okay.
I was getting into the respect and all of it.
Okay.
But no, I think it is just about respect towards the families and everything, because as a person in that family, I think it has to do more with just the family name, because being part of the family is also being part of that, group.
Community. It's a community.
It is a community. That's the thing. And you're born into it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. You're literally just born into the community. And you grow up with it, and you show respect, and you have to realize that with your actions, everything you do represents that house name.
Yeah, you can harm the community.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
I don't think it is either. I think it is in some ways, and in some ways it isn't. So, I mean, it is a lot of pressure, and it does kind of not let you go too much into, how should I word this? There's not much freedom, is I guess the word to say. Because once again, everything you're doing is for the family name, basically, in the long run. But yeah, that's not necessarily a good... I think my mic just completely went off.
No, it didn't.
Oh, it didn't?
No. I'm pretty sure that your headphones are super low.
Yeah, probably.
Can you hear yourself?
I can hear myself, sort of.
Sort of?
Sort of.
I can hear you so
myself.
loud.
Now I can hear myself.
I'm not moving it.
Yeah, well...
Okay. Whatever, continue.
Whatever. But, yeah. It's not good, it's not bad. I mean, I think it is more bad than good to some people. But I guess being born into it, I don't really see it myself as being too bad. Even though people hearing this are probably like, bro, like that's a lot.
Oh, like British people?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because over here, immediately you realize the difference. I didn't even know people do it differently in different cultures.
What?
Yeah, it was that bad. I mean, I was in Lebanon for 10 years, ages 6 to 16. Mm-hmm. And so when I was in England until the age of 6, I don't remember really anything or how the culture was.
Yeah.
Before that.
Well, and also there's nothing much to say to a 6-year-old. I mean, obviously there is, but 6-year-olds don't really want to go out and party or anything. So.
No. I don't think it's even more of that aspect. I think it's just an observational aspect from my side. And I think almost anything observational was just forgotten. Or if it is like remembered, it's just in my brain psychologically. But I don't actually remember visuals or anything from that time, really.
When I was little, somebody told me that if you remember anything before the age of 5, that means you're going to die before turning 20.
Well, I do remember. So I remember a birthday party.
Shut up.
And I remember dressing up as Spider-Man.
I do remember some things as well, but I'm pretty sure that's bullshit. But I just thought that I should know that somebody actually told me that.
Yeah.
And they kept repeatedly telling me that during preschool.
Sometimes when I remember stuff before I was 6, I get really confused and I have to ask my parents, did this and this happen? Just so that I know I'm not playing myself. Because memory is a weird one.
Oh, yeah.
Memories are so weird. You can remember something, but then everyone who was there doesn't remember it. And you could be right or wrong, but you can convince yourself you're wrong just because everyone else doesn't remember it.
Do you get that when sometimes you're like, is that a memory or is that a dream?
What? You mean if I confuse the two of them?
Because I do. All the time.
I did that this morning.
Really?
Almost. Yeah. With yeah.
Oh. Well.
I told you I almost messaged my Arab Lebanese chat. I have a Lebanese chat. It's so bad. It's honestly like just really bad.
I can confirm that it truly is very bad.
It's just a culmination of everything that I used to be surrounded by in high school.
I would never expect Lebanese people to have that type of humor, though. I feel like you guys have a different type of humor to most people there.
That's actually the type of humor that was in that group was actually very specific.
Yeah, exactly.
And everyone else isn't really like that.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
But there are some really weird people with really weird humors.
Obviously, everywhere.
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying specifically to that chat, it's dense with that.
Yeah. Okay. What were we talking about? About family.
We were talking about family.
Should I say something about my family?
You should definitely say something about your family.
I don't know.
I've just been rambling for, what was it, like 10 minutes, 5 minutes now?
Whatever. I don't know. My family is Bulgarian, all of them are. And I've been raised by pretty dramatic people, like extremely dramatic people, all of them. And when I say raised, I mean my grandma, my mom, and my dad. And they're all like such huge personalities. And they have these almost comedic characters, so exaggerated. And then the things they do, like my mom is super calm and she's very collected. Nothing can really like bug with her. Nothing messes with her at all. But to that extreme that when something bad happens, she's still like, whatever, I can, whatever.
Yeah, I think everyone has that character, but to yours it is an extreme. With my family, I think it's just survival of the loudest.
Oh.
That's what it is. It's survival of the loudest. If you can yell or like express yourself loud enough, then you're the winner. That's it. You won the argument. Because I think in the end, it's just how stubborn you are towards your argument. And if you're stubborn enough, then everyone else will just give up and you're the automatic winner.
Yeah, but being loud is pretty much in your nature.
Oh, yeah. Everyone knows me. Everyone's like, your voice travels like 50 miles or something.
It's a very noticeable noise.
It is.
Voice.
Yeah. Voice, noise, whatever. But yeah, it is very noticeable. And I'm not a big fan of how loud I can get without noticing.
Oh yeah, me neither.
Because I really don't notice how loud I get.
I know.
In the worst scenarios.
When you speak Arabic, you get really loud.
Oh yeah.
Like so many times I've had to tell you on the phone, like, stop yelling.
That's how loud I used to be with English in general. But with Arabic, it's in my roots.
Oh yeah.
You have to be loud. You have to express every like word that you're saying in Arabic. And it's a lot. It really is a lot.
A lot of people tell me I sound very calm and collected, which I really don't think I do. Do I?
I've heard people say on our promo that it was a bit calming. Although I don't know if it was specifically your voice, but they did mention
Of course,
it
it
was
was
calming.
my voice. Are you kidding me?
Of course.
Should I
And
ask
then
you some?
I'm like the big contrast of that.
Oh yeah. We have to have that though. That's cool. Like every time you want to look for presenters, you have to have two people that are kind of like contrasting what their voices are
Yeah.
because they complement each other almost.
Mm.
Should I ask you some questions?
You can ask me questions.
They already know your star sign, so I'm not gonna ask you about that.
Yeah.
Here's one. Where would you like to be in 5 years?
In 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to be in a flat getting ready for my next film job at 4 a.m. And being really tired but loving it simultaneously, and I'd do it every day.
Okay.
Mm.
So you're a fan of the fast life.
I wouldn't call it fast.
Well, you know, very very stuffed. A lot of things to do.
Yeah. I can confidently say that. Well, actually, I don't want to say confidently because I stuttered. So I don't
Okay.
know. But yeah, I'm a fan of that. Although I would never want to live in London. Coincidentally. Not coincidentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, understandable.
London's just too much, you know? It is a lot. And I don't know. I'd live in like Manchester, which is London in a
Two.
mini version. Yeah, London too.
Yeah.
But
I love London, but I think it's just because I don't live there.
yeah.
Because I haven't faced the actual traffic, and because I'm naturally very very slow,
Mhm.
so I don't know if I can face it.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
And if you've noticed like how I that's like
Okay.
that's the second one. That's the second one.
Second
That's
voice
two
crack.
that's 2 for 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
okay.
keep it that
Maybe
way.
there should be a drinking game.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm making one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, add that to
Should I declare?
Do you want to declare like from now on
Yeah.
a drinking game?
So every time Dan's voice cracks, take a shot.
Take a shot. And my voice doesn't really crack outside of the podcast. It's just on the podcast, on the
Yeah.
spot. It's like, you know what? We're taking you back 10 years.
Whatever.
Whatever.
You know, who cares? This is a free space.
Who cares? Everyone can get drunk on my voice. That's a movie. That's a
Oh,
movie
yeah.
name right there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's so poetic.
That is poetic, right?
Yeah, I love it.
Getting like literally drunk on my voice.
Okay, enough straying.
Enough.
Oh yeah, in 5 years. I don't know. I'm not the type of person to be specific with time and future. I usually, when people ask me, I'm like, I would like to be healthy and happy and have friends, which
Yeah.
I do. You know, I don't want to say anything else because I don't want to be greedy. You know,
Greedy.
because I
Okay.
feel like if you say specific things, because I do want specific things, but I feel like if I state them, faith or whatever there is, it's gonna be like, shit, bro, you're not getting that. Bye. You know?
No, I don't know about that. I think it does depend on the person with that and how they usually go about attracting things in their lives.
Well, I'm very unfortunate sometimes.
And I'm the very fortunate one. This is a good time to say this.
Okay, so me and Dan have developed well, we haven't called it anything, have we?
No, it's just something about us.
Yeah, so everybody is either the unfortunate lovable character, the fortunate lovable character, or every other variation actually.
Yeah, just a variation of those two, basically.
Of lovable, unlovable, fortunate, and unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I'm the unfortunate lovable.
And I'm the fortunate lovable.
So we're both
Person.
lovable.
We're both very lovable. Just looking at the camera.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's a good introduction to what else? Let me see what else is there on here. How would your best friends describe you in 3 words?
The best cook.
Wow. Okay, that was smooth.
Yeah.
Have you been thinking about this?
No, I just said it right now.
Jesus, okay. Well, you need to chill out.
Chill out.
Stay humble.
On what? Oh, all right. Well, okay. All right. Whatever. So far, I've had people try to recreate what I've made, and it's
terrible.
it's turned out terrible. Yeah.
I don't know what my friends would describe me as. I would like to say vibrant. That's how
That's
I
not
would.
3 words.
Well, that's one, okay? Should it be like 3 connected words? What should it be, a sentence?
You can do whatever you want with it.
I don't want to do shit with it. Let's ask my friends. I want them to tell me. What would you describe me in 3 words?
What you're gonna ask someone, what would you?
Of course.
Well, no, that's not what it's about. It has to be from your perspective, what you think
Oh,
people
well,
describe you as.
I think my friends think I'm funny.
That's not 3 words.
Okay, first word, funny.
Okay.
Second word, smart.
Mm-hmm.
And third word, talkative.
Talkative?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. All right. I see that.
Would you describe me like that as my friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
As a friend,
Yeah.
I'll describe that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Moving on to the
yeah.
next question.
This is not a personal question. What do you think of online dating? Don't answer that.
Online dating? Okay, I'm not gonna answer.
Yeah, this is a huge topic.
It is a huge topic.
What personal questions are there?
I don't know. I didn't think this was going to be too much into personal questions. I thought this was going to be like, okay, hi, I came from, I was born in London. I moved from London to Lebanon, and then I came back here to do my college, and then I'm here. I'm in uni. And then are we going to talk about how we got here instead of when?
Not now.
Not now?
No.
Then what are we doing?
Well, it's too long for both of us.
Well, it is, but...
No. It's super long.
But it's part of our introduction.
Do you really want to do that right now?
We
Okay.
got... How far are we into this? We're not that far, right? We're like 30 minutes.
16.
16?
Okay.
We got a lot of time.
Fine. Go
Yeah.
on. You start. You
Go
really want
on?
to talk about this? No, I want to start.
All right. Yeah, you start.
Okay. How we got here?
Mm-hmm. You got here.
I got here in 2017 for university. Well, I've been here before, but to live here, I got to England on a plane in 2017, and I started uni, but then I have a fear of flights, okay? I have a fear of planes. I think I have mild claustrophobia. I don't know what it is, but I get fucking scared on a plane.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Like, I've missed flights.
Like 3? Was it? It's been 3 flights, right?
I think I've missed 3 flights in total, where one of them, my mom paid for a ticket to come pick me up because I'm that scared of planes. But yeah, I did come on a plane, but then my fear kind of grew over time. I don't know why and how, but it did. And I ended up not being able to get on a plane ever.
So you would have been stuck here.
I would have been stuck here, but I decided, you know what? I'm going to take a bus across Europe. And I did for a few times. And it was terrible, but also it was life-changing. It really was, honestly.
Okay.
Especially the last one. I don't know. Each one was different, even though it's almost the same route. Each one was different because the first one, I was very adventurous. I was very like, okay, I'm doing this road trip with these people in the bus. I had to change buses a few times. Well, should I say bus or coach? I started saying bus, but I guess coach.
You can. I don't know. I don't read the big difference.
Bus is inside of the city and coach is between cities, I think. But this is between countries.
Yeah.
So an international coach.
But saying I'd say just saying coach would be more appropriate.
Okay. And yeah, and I was very set on finding out new things about the world and seeing Europe and stuff, even though I've been around Europe before, but it was still fun. But the last one was more like I was defeated, I was depressed. I was like, I don't want to be that person that has to go on a bus for 3 days just to get to uni every time. I also went once by car. That was all right, but the people in the car were not.
Oh,
they're not going to be listening.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
All right.
No. Or maybe they will. I don't know.
Maybe they will.
You're the worst if you're listening, bro. You know who you are.
You know who you are. Big ups.
It's my uncle.
Oh. They're like expecting someone from like...
No. My uncle.
No, just your uncle.
Terrible in long periods of time. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, and the one thing that actually I took from my last bus journey here, coach journey here, was you're always closer than you were a minute ago. Like, you always have a place to get It might be mentally, it might be physically, literally get to England from Bulgaria, but it might be a goal you have or something. And time is on your side, bro. Like, you have to just wait it out. You sit down and you take the coach, and yeah, it's long, it's sweaty, it's gross, but you're closer than you were a minute ago. So just keep that in mind, and you get there eventually.
Yeah. Great life lesson.
Thank
as well,
you.
on top
I
of
know.
it. Wow,
I know.
great.
It was fucking cool.
Yeah.
I remember thinking it every like 3 hours when I was losing faith. I was like, God, I'm so much closer than 3 hours ago.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing with everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
That's how time works.
Yeah. And in terms of why England, because I loved England from way back. My best friend came here 6-7 years ago, and I used to visit her before during summer and winter and whatever. And it was really nice. I loved it. And I decided that I want to do university here.
Yeah.
And that's my story about coming to England.
It's a pretty motivational story.
Thank you.
Mine's going to be the exact opposite. Mine's going to make everyone be like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, how it started with me, I've told the story so much.
Especially to me.
Yeah, especially well, I've told to you, but like I've told you like different parts every time. But okay, so in Lebanon, the way we do the grading system is grade 10, grade 9. We don't do years. So I'm just going to say, for the sake of reference, grades. So it was grade 10. I had 2 more years, and I was failing. And I did only 2 GCSEs out of, I think, 8 or 7. And I just didn't sign up for the other 5 that I'm supposed to do. And they were English and art. That was the only thing I did. But that same year I also took film class as like a secondary subject. So I had it once a week for 1 hour. It was they really didn't care about the film art side. It was more like STEM subjects, science, technology, engineering, math, whatever. So for me to actually even have a film class, I was really lucky in that school. But I took that class and I wanted to leave it to go to art. And when I said that to my teacher, she was like, stick around for another 2 classes, and then if you still want to move, whatever. And I did stick around. Then we just watched movies. We talked about them. We had to write analyses, like in multiple.
Analysis.
Just okay.
Analysis.
Is that the plural? We had to analyze multiple movies.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fucking
that was that. Right. And then ever since, I've just fallen in love with the whole concept of it. I didn't really think about it before that happened at all. The whole like idea of me actually getting into film or anything. I thought I was gonna get into the art world.
Like painting.
Yeah, like painting. Should I bring up the painting stories as well?
No. I mean,
no,
yeah.
I'm not. Okay.
If you want.
Okay. Well, I used to paint as a kid, and by kid I mean as early as the ages of 5 to 8 to 9, and I was alright.
Me too.
Yeah.
I was great.
Yeah. I don't want to say I was great.
You were very good.
I don't know. Looking back at it, I was just like, okay. I wouldn't call myself a prodigy.
I was a prodigy.
I wouldn't call myself a prodigy. Stay humble.
Well, my grandfather was a painter. So
Yeah.
I think I got it from him. Amazing. Honestly, he was.
All right, way to take the spotlight.
I'm sorry. Go on.
All right, back to my story. Right, so I was in the class. I really loved it. I stuck with it. Analyzed movies, talked about movies, made some shorts, and then I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And so I failed my GCSEs because I only did 2, and I did pass English and art, but it was like the bare minimum. It was like a 40, 45, which over there is an D or an E. It's not an F. It's not a fail. It's borderline fail. So it's the same system as here.
Wait, do English people use the alphabetical grading system?
I don't know.
Because I don't think they do.
Well, like between 40 and 45.
Okay.
That was the grade. Okay.
Right.
And that is a fail if it's not GCSE, but if it's GCSE, it's not a fail.
How much do you need to pass a GCSE?
40 and over. Or yeah, 40 and over.
Yeah.
I think. I don't remember clearly. But either way, I got the absolute borderline between passing and failing for those two, but it didn't really matter because I still failed because I didn't take the other GCSEs. And I was like, okay, before my parents can actually like find out, or before it actually affects my future, I'm just gonna see if I can apply to some like colleges in England. Big up England.
Is this illegal?
No, it's not illegal.
Can you get like deported for saying that? Oh, you can't. You have a passport.
I have a passport. I'm a legal citizen.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I can get deported.
You do this shit, you're fucking gone. Yeah. So I tried my luck, and they told me on the email back, they were like, okay, just bring in your GCSE qualifications and you're good. You're good, chief. I was like, sweet. I showed the email to my parents. They were like, sweet, we're sending you to England since you got accepted. They thought I got accepted from the email, but they didn't really know I should go in and actually show them my grades and see if then I get accepted.
So it was kind of like an interview, but you said I got accepted.
Yeah.
Bro, this is next level bluffing.
Yeah. This was the big bluff.
I've never heard in my life somebody bluffing that much for something.
Well,
and for something that serious.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically if I didn't get in, I would have had to come back to Lebanon, and I don't know, I would have done like nothing. I would have failed. I would have like had to take up some. Your
parents would have killed you.
Oh yeah. They would have like 100% just slaughtered me right then and there.
I guess this is like when you have nothing to lose.
I had nothing to lose. Yeah. I already failed. And I was like,
well, I might as well try.
I was like, whatever.
So,
yeah.
Okay, so you came here to the interview, and what happened then?
So I came in with the interview and I showed them my grades. And the thing about my school from Lebanon is they fucked up real bad. They wrote GCSE next to all the subjects, even though I didn't take GCSE for all of them, just because technically they are GCSE classes, but I didn't take the actual GCSE tests. So I showed that, and they were like, okay, bro, I see you got all the GCSEs right here on this piece of paper, the certificate right here. And like I said, in Lebanon, it was a different grading system. So anything, this is because it's not the actual GCSE test. Anything below 60 was a fail, and I got between 40 and 50 on all of them.
Right.
But they were reading it. They're like, okay, GCSE, okay, over 40, congrats, chief, you passed. Welcome to the college. And that was it. I got in. And then because I was so bad at maths, we had to do an introduction math test. We were obligated.
So can I just recap? For the third time in this timeline, Faith is testing you.
It's testing me.
To see if you have luck.
This is 3 times
in a row
where it's
you could have failed and you could have gone back to Lebanon.
I could have failed. I bluffed again. This is the 3rd bluff in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm so bad at maths, and if I do this test, it'll show I'm that bad. And so I just completely skipped the test. I skipped it. I did the English one. I skipped the math one completely. And then I think it was like the day or second day after, they came up to me and they were like, hey, like, it's not in the system. You didn't do the test. And I was acting like really shocked. I was like, what? What do you mean? And they were like, yeah, it's not in the system. I was like, are you sure I did it? And then I told them that you saw me do it. Because he did come up to my computer, but he saw me doing the English test, not the math test. And he was like, oh shit, yeah. And so I just relied on him sort of self-doubting himself.
And doubting the system.
And then he was like, yeah, shit, my bad. The system messed up. I guess you probably did do the test. Well, it's fine.
Imagine.
And then that's it. I got in. Yeah, can we like look at the camera? This is very appropriate time to just look at the camera. Mm-hmm. So I did that. But wait, there's more. So this happened, and a year later, they emailed me again, and they were like, hey, actually, can you bring in your certificates again for GCSE because you're an international student? We just want to double check it. And I was like, sure. And I brought it in, and they double checked it, and they got a translator for it as well. And still, nothing. They were like, okay, thank you. Bye. Thanks a lot.
This is what I mean when I say that you are the fortunate lovable.
Yeah.
You're so fortunate.
There's still more, by the way.
There's so much.
There's also me. I'm not gonna get into the projects themselves in college because I did a lot of shit.
Yeah.
to get away from those.
I
but-
think it's important to note that you're not doing these things anymore
No, I'm not doing this anymore.
because you're kind of into what you're doing right now.
I love what I'm doing. If I didn't love what I was doing, then I would still be on my same antics.
Yeah.
But I do love what I'm doing, and I'm at the point where, like so humble, like bragging humbly, but I know what I'm doing. Is that a phone? This is the second time
I'm
Zoya has a phone
No.
call in the radio room. Very unprofessional. If this interferes or picks up,
It won't.
it won't. Okay, well, whatever. But back to topic. What was the last thing I was saying?
How that you're not on the same antics anymore.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I know what I'm doing, and I don't see why I should be. And I really want to improve and learn, and I am. And this is everything I'm doing is practical right now. So it's not like I can't really do anything about it.
You can cheat.
So if you guys are still like worried that I'm on the same antics, I mean, it's pretty obvious that I'm not. But and another thing to add on to it, I got an unconditional offer for Bournemouth University, and so my grades didn't even matter in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
So
never did.
either way, it wouldn't have mattered, and it
Yeah.
didn't matter, and I just got in, just like that.
And I'm done listening.
Yeah.
I'm done. This
You're
is
done.
insane.
Every time I say this story, everyone's like, I'm done.
I'm the most. Because I'm not. I don't like these things. I just
No.
don't like when people are fortunate. I mean, I do. Every time I see somebody winning the lotto or something on TV, I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
When they deserve
job.
it, fuck yeah. Yeah.
Even if it's just pure luck. But sometimes, like, wow, okay, you know,
You just won $1 billion, easy billion.
like
Nice.
bluffing about this.
Mm.
If that was me, God, I would have been.
Yeah.
I would have been killed on the airport on the way to England.
Andrew from our house, he always reminds me, because I also do all my essays last day, literally last like
Minute.
yeah, last minute. And Andrew today was like, your luck's gonna run out one day. And just because he has like some Greek background, like ancestry, I'm kind of worried that what he's saying is true just because of that.
Oh, because Greek people are like fortune tellers.
And you.
I'm not Greek.
No, but like as a Bulgarian, like you have some witch ancestry going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Like,
if you say something to me,
Eastern
then
Europe
that's it.
are all like it's magic.
Yeah, it's
It
magic.
is.
And for me, we had this conversation. It's like in England or actually anywhere Western, they don't respect Bulgarian people, and they're scared of Arab people. And together, everyone's scared and disrespects us.
At least they're scared.
Yeah, at least they're scared. That's the thing. So we can still slide by because they're scared.
But
What if you're on your own? Good
No.
job. Like,
if you're on
You're
your
done.
own, at least I'm like, well, but you are lovable. Whatever.
moving on from the lovable topic.
Moving on. I think this was enough for us. I think we should jump right in.
Jump right in.
I'm
Okay.
excited.
Yeah.
We
okay.
so we set a topic. I don't know what's going to happen with the topic because we seem to stray away a lot.
I think it's for the better.
We're feeling the vibe still.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm looking for the vibe of this. I don't know if it's gonna be like a straightforward thing, if it's gonna be you straying away, me straying away.
I think it should
following
be
each other.
free fall, like free flow.
Free
you know?
flow. Okay.
Like
But
it should just
we-
happen as it happens. We shouldn't be like, no, stop talking.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But we still do have a topic that we wanted
do.
to talk about after ourselves, and it's basically revolving around ethical choices when it comes to living with other people.
Mhm.
Because we're having some,
We both have very different experiences.
yeah, and I'm currently experiencing some casualties
Casualties.
in my household.
That's a pretty like strong word.
I always do though. Like I've always experienced problems with roommates, housemates. I've been living with housemates since last year. You too?
I've been living with housemates since I first came to
Yes,
England.
that's true.
Mm.
So I don't know what we should start with. Do you like it?
I love it. I just love it. It was very fortunate. Again, fortunate how I ended up with these people because
This year.
this year, because only 3 of them was I completely on board with, and then these other 2, Andrew and Charlie, they came in very last second to come into the house, and even the people that I was already like okay with, I didn't know them well. That's Angus, Jacob, and also Harrison. Harrison, that's it. We don't really talk to him a lot. He sort of does his own thing, but the rest of us, the 5 of us, we're very close, like very, very, very close, and it is like really nice to know that a year ago we barely knew each other. We didn't think that we would ever, get this close, like at all, and then we just so happened to sort of like because the way we even got the house was very last second.
Very random.
Very random, very fortunate.
Mine was even more random, but kind of unfortunate. I don't know. Well, I feel like whoever you put in one house where you have to share a kitchen and a bathroom and see each other's hair in the sink or whatever, you're going to end up either loving them or hating them, or at least being closer to them, because you're going to know them the way their mom knows them. Yeah. You're going to know how their dirty feet look like in the morning. You're going to know everything.
Oh, I know a lot of that. People are brave in my house. Our kitchen floor is a force to not be reckoned with. And people just walk in barefoot, like no socks. And I'm just like, how?
I can't believe that.
The texture of the floor is insane.
When I walk into your house, I do not take off my shoes, which is, I cannot fathom that. Having in mind that in my house, if you do not take your shoes off when you walk in, I'm a bit offended.
Yeah. As long as you're on the first floor, don't take off your shoes.
Yeah. I take off my shoes in your room, but that's it.
Yeah.
So I'm very confused about housemates, and I wouldn't want to live alone ever. I don't think, because I'm very scared of suddenly dying. Yeah, that's the thing. And
that is, especially with things that have happened, it is very scary.
Oh, you mean like people breaking in?
Yeah.
Oh no, I meant like having a heart attack or something.
Oh, okay. So you're more scared of just dying alone?
Yeah, I'm very scared of like having some, I don't know, not even a heart attack. Something happens, I fall and hit my head on something. I don't know, anything can happen. And I'm very scared of not having people around me. And also, I've always, all of my life, wanted a brother or sister, which I never got. And I've always admired the vibe of having somebody around your age in the house and having some company anytime you want it, even though, probably not all of your housemates will be down for watching a movie all the time or baking or whatever, but still, you have the chance of asking, going upstairs and being like, yo, can you come down and watch a movie with me because I'm bored? Which you had 2 sisters growing up. Yeah,
2 sisters. And it is, with them, it's sort of like a Tom and Jerry thing, where one day we hate each other, one day we love each other, one day we hate each other, and so on.
That's pretty much with all siblings, I feel like.
Yeah. But it's great. I think now that I'm more matured, because they've always been older than me.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
But the point of that is just saying that I was like really young and immature throughout most of our like siblinghood. So I don't know. I think now we're at a level where we're all just very respectful and very like close to each other, and I'm like, I can call them like very, very close friends, my sisters.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, but before,
you guys hang out.
Yeah, we hang out. Was it last week or the week before? It was a few weeks ago.
Whatever. Week before, whatever.
Yeah, like I went up to London to see my parents before they left on vacation, and but they left immediately, and I just stayed and just hung out with my sisters, and it was like a full-on day with them. It was like they got massage, they got like the Wagamama and movies, and we just
the whole experience.
Yeah, the whole experience, just chilling.
See, that's what I mean when I say that like I want to be around people, because I've just been around my parents all my whole life, and I've had to specifically call somebody and set up a meeting to go out and hang out, which I don't know, it's annoying. And I also love the thought of having someone in my house. I love inviting people over. I love having guests. I love people sleeping over. I hate going to other people's houses. I wouldn't go as far as hating, but I don't prefer it.
Me too. I think everyone knows me as the guy that's like has like great hospitality in my house. Yeah, like I'm always like, do you want this? Do you want that? I'm making this. Like, I'll make you some as well. I'll put out all the stops. Make sure whoever's in my house is like comfortable and feels like they feel just like, at home. I don't want people to come over and feel like, what do I do? Do I sit down? Do I stand up? Do I take off my shoes? Do I keep my shoes on?
It kind of depends on the person too, though.
Well, yeah, but I feel like with the way I do it, I'm hoping no matter who the person is, it would just help them.
Yeah. I try to, but a lot of people come over. I don't know. I love my house. Last year especially, I feel like without housemates, I would have dropped out. Not housemates, flatmates, technically. Yeah. I really think I would have dropped out because I started off being friends only with my flatmates, and we went out together, and I didn't really talk to people from my course or from anywhere else. I didn't know you. I didn't know my other friends that I have now. And I just went out with my flatmates, and it was so fun. I mean, we did have some bumps along the road, I guess.
Yeah.
And we did have fights, and it was very difficult for me. The most difficult thing probably was getting used to living with British people. Not only because of our differences in culture, but just
the way you
everything,
do things.
Everything. Like, I don't want to be the person saying what's right and what's wrong in doing dishes or cleaning, but some things I just could not understand, and I still don't. I don't live with British people anymore. I live with 2 Bulgarians, and 1 Russian girl, and now it's much better. Like, we don't have these fights that me and the others had last year. I remember having a huge fight over where you keep eggs, because British people apparently don't keep their eggs in the fridge, or most of them don't.
Yeah,
which I don't understand. I've always kept them in the fridge. There are literal like egg holders inside of your fridge.
In the fridges, yeah.
Yeah.
That are, yeah.
Can I ask a question to the audience?
What?
Where do you keep your eggs?
Where do you keep your eggs, guys?
Please tell me. Anybody, tell me.
Tweet at us. Where do you keep your eggs?
Comment, whatever you want to do.
That's another thing. This is going on YouTube now.
Oh, yeah.
We're recording a video, and we didn't even state this at the beginning.
Whatever.
Yeah, but we got a video. This is going on YouTube. We're going to have a YouTube channel when this is up, because that's obviously the way it happens. And yeah, so subscribe, like, comment.
Yeah, that one.
Tell us how you store your eggs. All that good stuff.
Please
tell us how you store your eggs.
I just want to know. How do you store your eggs?
Should we have like a question in every podcast?
Of course.
How do you store your eggs? That's the question of the podcast today.
Okay. How do you?
In the fridge.
Of course you do.
This is very like, people are going to be commenting like in the fridge, outside the fridge, and then we're just going to be like, yes, no, dislike, like.
Yeah.
Based on if you keep it in the fridge or not. So there's not much conversation going on there.
We can ask more questions than that, but this is my first question.
The first question, yeah. But I think because you have a very different... Well, actually, first year we had a very similar experience with our flatmates, because my flatmates were pretty disgusting.
Okay, I wouldn't call my flatmates last year disgusting.
I'm calling my flatmates flat out like disgusting.
I'm still friends with my flatmates from last year.
Well, I'm not.
You've never been.
I've never been. I think at one point they probably forgot I was there.
Yeah.
Because I was so disgusted of our kitchen that I didn't want to be in there. I
can't even believe the fact that some people are not friends with their flatmates.
Well, that's the thing. You were friends with your flatmates. I wasn't, but I was friends with a lot of my course mates. Yeah. And you weren't.
No, yeah.
So that's the parallel.
I think it all comes from the fact that I always wanted as I said, I always wanted to have somebody to hang out with.
Yeah.
And when I finally got to the point where I live with people my age, I was like, I literally forced them to come to the kitchen the second day of uni. I forced them to come in the kitchen, and we talked and we sat down and I asked them questions. And I was very embarrassing, but honestly,
Whatever. It's you.
we're still friends now.
Yeah.
Like even with because one of my flatmates dropped out. Should I say her name? Why are we saying names? Emma.
Yeah.
I said it.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever, Emma. Hi, Emma, if you're listening to this. She dropped out, but she's amazing. Like, we're still friends.
Yeah. She was still in the group chat with you guys.
So,
But I mean, we both had, well, no, you were close. I wasn't close. My flatmates were disgusting. Yours weren't really that disgusting. But second year, this is the difference.
things change. You get to
Things
choose.
change. Well, I sort of didn't even choose.
Me
really.
too, though.
I just ended up with them. But I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying that's a great thing if you guys are listening. But you know, I'm very fortunate once again. Just to clarify. But and they are all British except for one, Andrew.
Andrea.
But he was raised in British cultures, but his family is Greek. So let's just disregard the whole British thing for him. He's Greek.
Yeah.
But they're all very clean. They're all very clean individuals, except for the one. Except for Harrison. Sorry, Harrison, if you're listening to this, it's true. Like, come on, bro. Relative and compared to everyone else, there is, like, a difference.
I didn't expect you to be straightforward with this.
I'm going to be straightforward with it.
Wow.
I'm just saying, like, compared to everyone else in the household, there is a big difference.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is they're all British and they keep their eggs in the fridge. They're clean. They wash up after them.
See,
they don't let things expire.
I don't want a misconception. I don't want people to think that I think that British people are dirty. I don't. I just think they clean differently.
They do clean differently.
And it's so weird.
Oh, one thing that sticks out to me, and I really don't understand it. Well, I do, but I don't see why, because it's kind of redundant. Filling up your sink with hot water and then washing everything in that hot water.
Terrible.
That's so redundant.
Terrible.
You're just leaving it in the sink.
Disgusting.
And they say you're saving water.
You're not.
You're not.
Your dishes are dirty.
Your dishes are dirty. Your sink's dirty. Your dishes are dirty.
Your bucket of water is dirty.
Your bucket. Some people have a bucket.
They do.
Yeah.
There's a word for it though. I don't know.
Is there?
There is. And I got the word told to me last year, but I don't remember.
But in our house, no one did it for a while. Charlie did it. Charlie Stanley, you did it. He did it, and immediately I called him out, and I was like, "What are you doing? I want to do my dishes. Can you please get rid of this?"
It's not rocket science. You get a few plates. All of them have ketchup or mustard or crumbs on them. You wash the first one in the clean water. It comes out clean. Okay, cool. But then the more you wash, the dirtier the water gets. And by the end of it, the last plate you're going to wash is just going to be dunked in a huge bucket of ketchup and spaghetti and rice and whatever else you had for dinner.
And gravy. If it's in our household, it's going to be gravy.
Gravy,
Jesus.
whatever. Gross.
Yeah.
Just
gross.
don't do it. Just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a lot.
It is.
Yeah. It's almost like mystery water. It's like you dink and dunk all these stuff in there, and then it just stays there by the end of the day. You just have like this brown burgundy water.
It is brown burgundy.
It is very brown burgundy. But yeah, I get very confused. But yeah. I'm gonna check the camera real quick. So do you want to like talk to the listeners 5 seconds while I do that?
I do.
Okay, cool. All right, be right back.
So, okay, I got left alone. This is weird because he can hear me. I can't hear him. I wanted to talk about house rules, but I guess I'm going to wait for Daniel to sit down. What's up?
I think my camera died.
Shut up.
Yeah.
He said, I think my camera died. No way it did.
Oh no, it didn't.
Oh, it didn't?
Let's stop recording.
It stopped recording.
And now it's starting to record again.
So what are we going to do with the lost footage?
I don't know if it's lost. That's the thing. I don't know yet.
So we're just going to continue?
We're just going to continue.
Okay.
That'll be weird.
What?
Whatever. You live and you learn, right?
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think using a camera that records at such a high rate should be used for filming an hour and a half podcast, because this camera is really shit for long-term filming. Very, very bad. You have to have at least like 6 batteries for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand cameras yet, so.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, you said that, Charlie did whatever he did with the sink, and you called him out, which brings us to house rules. I wanted to talk about house rules. Do you guys have any?
We don't have house rules. We rely on morals. So, we just have common sense in our house. So we just go with that.
Does it work?
It does work. We have meetings every now and then. And yeah, if anyone has a problem, everyone should just be like, yeah, okay, I get it. And then just stop doing it.
Do they really stop?
Everyone except for the one.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You keep doing that.
I keep doing that, but I feel like it's necessary.
Okay.
Yeah. If you guys are wondering who are just listening on SoundCloud, I'm just staring into the camera intensely.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, because the camera stopped recording, I feel like it's just not going to be on YouTube.
I guess so.
But we'll see.
Whatever.
Yeah. We'll see how we can work our way around it.
Yeah, anyway. I don't know about that, Chief. I really don't.
Yeah.
Like moral... apparently not everybody has common sense, because I do house rules. I currently live with one of my best friends and 2 other people who I'm not really friends with, and me and Andy, who is my best friend, we sat down in the beginning of the year and we wrote down rules between the 2 of us to follow. Because we knew that living together might really kind of mess with our relationship a little bit. So we decided to just make things clear. But then we apparently had to, thinking that we wouldn't need house rules for everybody else. But then everybody else came in, and apparently everybody talks on the phone in different hours. Everybody eats in different hours. Everybody washes up. Everybody does laundry. And our washer machine is extremely loud, and I'm the only one.
For people who actually speak English, what does that mean?
Washing machine. Everybody knows what washer machine means.
Oh, I didn't know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and that apparently you have to sit down and tell people to not talk on the phone after 12.
Yeah.
Which is...
Imagine if my loud ass was like picking up the phone at 12 a.m., 1 a.m. and just talking on the phone.
I don't understand.
Mm.
And I don't know, when can you actually have a problem? Because if nobody else has a problem, if somebody is talking on the phone at 1 a.m. and everybody else is like, whatever, I can sleep through it, and just one person can't, are they in the right to go out there and be like, yo, bro, 100%. Hang up? You think so?
100%. Yeah, 100%. Why not?
I don't know.
Because if you're annoyed at something that you're splitting rent in, and it shouldn't even happen. That's the thing. It's such a general thing to know. Just don't speak on the phone after midnight, or at least if you're going to, do it in your room. Do it at a low volume in your room. But the way that it was happening to you, it was right outside your room. But yeah, I don't know. I think it shouldn't even get to the point where you're supposed to even say anything. But since it did, then yeah, 100% you're in the right for saying it. I don't see why you aren't in the right. There's literally no reason why you aren't in the right. Someone's keeping you up for hours, like regardless of if it's an hour, 30 minutes, or whatever. It just shouldn't happen.
But if it's just me,
so?
No, it wasn't just me in my case, but I'm just making a hypothetical where if it's just me, and nobody else has a problem with this, apparently maybe I'm the wrong one. Maybe I'm hypersensitive to sound or something. So what if somebody is from a different country and And the time is different in their country, and they can only talk to their parents at 2 a.m.
Do it in your room. Do it outside.
I don't know.
Why do it literally right outside your room, walking back and forth, messing around with stuff while doing so?
Even if it's in their room. Like, what if I'm next to their room?
Yeah, still keep it down.
But
Go outside.
Yeah. I don't know. And then you go out and you make these rules, which we did. And
But the thing is, you're saying you don't know. Okay, let's say you go up to them and you're like, "Hey, can you keep it down? It's 1 a.m. I'm trying to sleep. I can't sleep because you're being a bit too loud. Can you please just either not talk on your phone or just like go somewhere, do something?" And what do they say? Do they say no?
yeah.
Do they say no, I need to talk on the phone, sleep through it?
Well, in most cases, people say, yeah, sorry, and they stop. But yeah, that's an interesting one. What happens if they say, no, fuck off? I'm not going to stop talking on the phone. Like, see, it's not illegal. They're not in the wrong legally. I can't call up the police.
It shouldn't even have to, with people that you live with, these are people that you live with.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have to get to the point where you're going to have to take legal action
It shouldn't.
against them.
It
No,
shouldn't.
it really shouldn't.
But-
Because as mature people, you talk about it and you have an understanding about it. You don't just jump to this very extreme solution, which is calling authorities. I mean, like, hey, I'm annoyed. It's 1 a.m.
The authorities are not
This is a
gonna-
public disturbance. This person's voice is being a public and private disturbance to me.
I don't think this is going to happen to
It
you.
doesn't happen. No.
Yeah,
But that's
because-
just very extreme.
But what if you have a fight with somebody in your house and they decide to get back at you by not abiding the rules? And you go up to them and you're like, hey, can you stop talking on the phone? They're like, no, I'm not going to stop talking on the phone. Then what do you do?
This rules ran on a paper. Was it signed by everyone in the house?
Okay, so we get to the actual documentation of it.
Mm-hmm.
Should we have documents about these things?
I don't think so.
Because we do.
I think you should if you really, really don't know these people. If it's to the point where you've probably never interacted, or if you have, it's just, hi, how are you? Bye. Nice weather.
I was friends with my housemates before. Best friends with one, friends with two, and I still got them to
Then
sign.
I still don't think it's not about if you got them to sign or not. It's about I don't think that you shouldn't even had the contract.
Why?
Because with rules, people are going to be pushed to not follow them, just like subconsciously.
But we made the rules after people got disturbed by something. Everybody had something they were disturbed by.
That's kind of like this episode in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Sorry, I had to throw it in there. Where
I was going to reference ancient Greece, but okay.
Well, I'm that's the first thing that popped into my mind.
Okay.
Ancient Greece didn't just like boom, pow in my mind right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this episode where these two people are on a stakeout in a small confined room for a few days, and it started off with them being like, yeah, like we can do this, we're best friends, to every day writing down 1 rule, 2 rule, 3 rules, and to like 100 rules, like filling out the whole thing. It was to the point where they just sat in silence.
It's so
and made the
interesting.
line down the room, just like, and it just escalated.
But that's the natural way things go in the state. You know what I mean?
People need to just have them. They don't like. You need to.
You need
get away.
restriction.
Yeah.
We naturally try to bring peace into chaos because you bring these 4 people into the house, okay? No rules, no rooms. Everybody can sleep anywhere they want. Everybody can do whatever they want. Sure, it's going to be fun for 2-3 nights. But then somebody's going to be like, I like that bed more. I want to have my room. And it's so weird how these things naturally arise. And that's how the state as an entity happened. People naturally decided to put boundaries because they were annoyed by each other and because they couldn't just live with each other without any. So that's what I mean. Like, I was friends with these people and I came in and out, and we naturally got to the point where we had to set rules. And we did. But it's so weird because these, they are not real. They are not. They're not by the law.
They're not by law.
So if any of these 4 people decides to,
But even if it is by law, how far is too far?
what do you mean with having
with the
rule?
rules? Yeah.
That's a different one. I don't know when to stop. Like,
Yeah.
I guess that's the thing. That's why maybe I asked, why am I in the right if I'm the only one? Because if everybody starts inventing rules just from things that they are annoyed by, like I can be annoyed by the way somebody walks. For example, Andy hates when I hit my teeth with the fork while I eat.
Make it a rule.
We didn't though, because it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
And our
That's
common
the thing.
sense.
That's another common sense. This is when it comes in. You should know the difference between something that should be set as a rule and something that is a nuisance, like hitting your teeth with a fork. It's just on 2 completely different spectrums and levels. You don't put something like that as a rule, but you put this one as a rule.
So I guess
It's common sense.
Yeah. Common sense and more people. The more people are annoyed by it, the more it's likely to become a rule.
No, I don't think it should be based on the more people who get annoyed by it.
I think so.
I think if you want to base it on relativity between other people, then yeah, sure. But let's say you're, let's switch it. Let's say, for example, this one British person is in the house and they do the whole sink thing with filling up water, and it's just how he does it. It's just how everyone does it. Everyone. But he moves in, and then you move in, or like 3 other Bulgarian people move in this house, and they're like, "Why are you doing that? Don't do that." And then they state it as a rule to not do that. Is that okay? Like, you're literally telling them not to do something that's generally accepted.
That's the thing.
But
I don't
except
know.
in that house, in that household, it isn't accepted.
This is so weird because it would be the majority of the living people there would be Bulgarian in England. So it would be almost a Bulgarian household in England. So it's a culture in a culture.
Exactly.
And I was like that last year with my with my flatmates, because and I ended up not really being able to say anything just because all of them wash dishes like that, and all of them always put the bucket in there and they always washed it like that. And I started off being like, yo, like, get this shit out of there, it's gross. But over time I was defeated by a majority, I have to say. And every time I had to pour the water out, get the bucket out, wash my dishes under the 2 taps, or what do you call them?
We're using this bucket thing for a lot of examples.
It's a good example.
It is a good example.
And I had to do this thing, like the whole elaborate process of getting 3rd-degree burns because the sink doesn't have a mixer. So, you know, so I guess I couldn't make a rule because I wasn't one person.
So you're saying you would have made it a rule if it was...
if it was more people, yeah, I would have. I would have, because it's inconvenient. It's inconvenient for most of the people, and naturally, make it a rule. Stop doing it. If you're the only person shitting on the floor, stop shitting on the floor.
Okay.
If everybody else doesn't shit on the floor.
But let's say, in your case, it's the opposite, because you're the one who's getting annoyed by someone. Actually, it isn't the opposite.
Let's say, for the sake of this hypothetical, that I am the only one getting annoyed.
Okay. You're the only one getting annoyed. But it's also, like I said, this is when common sense comes into play. She's always on the first floor, which is where you're sleeping. Is anyone else sleeping on the first floor?
No,
they're not. They're sleeping on the second floor.
Yeah.
If anyone else was sleeping on the first floor, 100% they'd have something to say.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Exactly. And this is when the rule becomes more relevant, when more people want to enforce it. So that's why I'm asking myself, am I right? Is this okay? Like,
let's say you're not right. Let's say you're wrong. And so what happens? She has the moral right and she has the free will to go down and stay on the phone all night just because she can.
Yeah.
And then she does it, and you don't sleep. You never sleep because she's on the phone. So there you go. That's your moral,
It's ridiculous.
your common sense right there.
That's the lack of common sense.
That's the
right
lack
there.
of common sense. Yeah.
But it's so, I don't know. I feel so vulnerable relying on common sense because I've met terrible people
Yeah.
and I've met people who have none and people who do not know how to even get some, you know?
Yeah.
Like they've
They
never
have no
fa-
sense of their
self.
surroundings and themselves.
Yeah, no, they don't. And you cannot really rely on. Yeah, people have common sense. They don't. Many times they really don't. And this is when you have to make rules, and this is when you have to become a bad person almost, like bad in their eyes at least. You know.
Well, that's the thing. You don't want to just do things for the sake of being likable. You have to say things
Oh yeah.
like that. You don't want to, because why try to be good in everyone's eyes and then you almost have no personality with that.
No, you don't.
Mm.
You really don't. I don't know. It's a difficult one because especially as you said with friends, enforcing these things and making them do or not do something, it also interferes with your personal relationships because it's easier to try and enforce a rule. Apparently people get offended by rules. Apparently people get, I don't know why. See, that's a very interesting one as well. Like, why is it a problem having a rule?
People want to rebel.
Why?
I can't get into the psychology of it right now, but apparently they do. People just want to rebel. They see a rule subconsciously. They're like, okay, I get the rule, but at the same time, wouldn't it be kind of funny?
Funny, is that it? Do you think?
I don't think funny is the right word, but I'm just saying it now as an example.
We're so stupid.
Yeah.
So like at some moments I'm just like, what?
It's a very survival thing because I think I can relate this to there was a study that I read where apparently people sitting on cliffs want to jump off.
Oh yeah.
They want to push the person next to them off
I get it.
because
Wait, jump off or push the person next
push the
to them?
person off. That's what I meant. But also you do get that thought of jumping off.
Yeah.
I think it's just because you want to, like, you have this feeling inside of you.
You're like, what's going to happen?
What's going to happen?
Also,
Yeah.
what I think it is, if you have a group of people and one person enforcing rules or one person having most of the rules or having invented the most of the rules, I think everybody else naturally in their heads would be like, oh, I don't want to have a master. This person is my master. I don't want to have one. I'm going to break his rules now.
Yeah.
Because I want to show him that I'm actually equal to him.
I'm going to rebel.
I'm going to rebel to
Yeah.
show that I'm equal to this person who is trying to be an authority, because I feel like we do have a lot of authorities. We have university, we have common law, civil law, criminal law, whatever else law you want to have, you have it.
All the laws.
All the
All
laws. All of them. And then when you come home, you have another authority, the home. Which not many people see as an authority, which is the problem itself in the beginning, because you need to look at it as a community, as you said in the beginning. Your home, your family, the people you live with, even if they're not your family,
Yeah.
they are your community, and there are rules inside, naturally arising rules inside of a community.
Always. And without rules, you have chaos. I feel like when people, I don't know. Well, that's another thing actually. If there aren't any rules, would people go into chaos? Would people just be like, fuck it?
I don't know.
They wouldn't. That's the thing. They really wouldn't.
Because we're so scared of chaos.
We are.
And we try to fix it constantly. We started off with this nothingness in the beginning, and we brought it to, look at us right now. We're standing in front of a computer, in front of a microphone, talking to some imaginable or unimaginable, whatever. Yeah,
Imaginary people.
I got lost in that one, but yeah, you get what I mean. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
We made all of this for ourselves to play with.
Yeah. I mean, right now in this present moment, who knows if anything outside of this room exists?
It doesn't, probably.
It doesn't. No.
But then you have the record of it.
Yeah, we got the record.
And people are...
We're gonna both go to our houses and see the people, and then we're gonna make them listen to this.
Yeah.
So.
And so many things with it, mirroring what we do in our households, mirroring all of these naturally arising rules and borders and everything. We are so addicted to having a community, to having a group, a circle. And then once we get that, we get so annoyed by it. We're like, shit, like I don't want you to invite these people, or I don't want you to talk on the phone. I don't want you to do that in my community. My community is different. I guess it comes with wanting comfort, but also wanting power.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's a very just scientific reaction in terms of, just I don't know. In an evolution standpoint, in terms of how we've developed, that's just how it is, From a primal standpoint, we want that in our lives. Otherwise, like I said, we would rebel, or would we? Who knows, right? We haven't been in a society for society. Every time I say that word, I'm kind of like shaken.
Dan owes me a drink every time he says
every
the word
time
society.
I say society, yeah. Except this isn't for ironic reasons. Well, sort of.
Sort of.
Okay. Well, I only like 7 pink gins.
True.
Right now, because I keep saying the word society, and it's getting annoying.
You're saying it a lot right now. You might want to stop.
That's because it's in the context of this.
I get it.
But yeah, there is that primal instinct of just wanting comfort, wanting rules, and the society itself. Oh, not society. I said it without even saying it. I meant community.
Community.
I meant community.
Community society.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Potato, potato.
Potato. Whatever.
Yeah. And it's so difficult for us to kind of separate all of the things we have to do between our own communities, because when you have law that's enforced by the law, by the police, you're like, okay, you're kind of born into this system where the police can do this and this, the government can do this and this, and your mom, your dad, they tell you what you need to not kill, you need to not steal, blah blah blah, all these things, and you're okay with them because you have been raised with them. But then you grow up and you get into these smaller communities, like your household, your roommates, your friend group, maybe a club you've joined in school or in university. And this is when we get confused, because we don't know how to separate power. And when one person enforces rules, everyone else wants to enforce rules. And then they get so confused and they get so annoyed. There are fights arising from that. And also common grounds. If you have to share a house with somebody, what do you do with the common ground? Who has the authority over the common ground? Should it be a democracy? What is it?
I wouldn't know. We don't have a common room in our.
You have a kitchen.
The kitchen is our common room, and everyone treats it with respect. That's it. Everyone cleans up. Everyone sits there and we talk. Whatever. We have a goof and a gaff, and a laugh, and like once again. From my personal experience, no problems with that. No problems at all. And with my first time sharing a flat with people that I've never knew before, and just for reference, because I didn't say this before, I lived in a flat with 4 other dudes who were like 40 or 50 years old when I first came to England, because my parents were still in Lebanon. When I did that, there was no problem. I mean, once again, they're mature people.
But you had a problem last year, though.
Last year, yeah. Mm-hmm. Last year, definitely there was a problem
with the common
room.
Yeah.
And once again, it was probably because 100% we didn't talk. That's why. It's because I wasn't close with them. They probably forgot I was there, and at some points I forgot they were there.
I've been witness to some cases where people are actually close and they do have problems with the common ground. Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking about myself right now. Even last year, a friend of mine had a problem with that. My best friend actually had a problem with that, where her housemate had some issues with her boyfriend, and he didn't let her invite his boyfriend over. And it was a complicated matter, because I guess not only he had a problem, it was a stupid problem, it was kind of childish. They're okay now, but how do you know? When do you have the right to say no, you can't invite someone else?
Because people from the different perspectives are gonna have different answers.
Yeah.
So from the perspective of the boyfriend trying to go there and the girlfriend, they're like, oh, this guy's a dick. Or even the friends of them, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, this guy's a dick. What's wrong with him? Why is there a problem with it? But from his perspective, and from the perspective that support him, they're gonna be like, yeah, what's wrong with them? They have a problem. Why is he like living here basically all the time? So yeah, it is a problem with perspective.
Exactly. So, but you don't know what's right and what's wrong. And if you are faced with this issue, you can never know what to do. This is what's troubling me with all of these things, with all of these ethical issues.
Yours has more of a simple answer. Your case.
My case.
Your case.
Okay, what is my... Because let's recap. My case is one of my housemates kind of has an issue with with a few of my friends. He doesn't want them over. Mm-hmm. Again, like a similar situation. Is he listening to this? Most probably. I don't know. So what's right, because he might be right, I'm not disregarding that at all. He might be. This is why I'm questioning myself, because
there's a lot of factors into it. There's, okay, you can be right, but you're also being very inconsiderate and very because you are best friends. So just because you're right doesn't mean you're doing the best things in terms of your friendship and being considerate as a friend to them.
And this is another set of rules coming in. It's the rules between two friends. It's the common sense. I'm doing quotation marks with my fingers. Between friends. Inside of my made up household rules, I have friendship made up rules. So are we free at all to do anything? Is it all common sense? Is common sense the mask of everything, putting us down to do whatever we want to? Is this the government?
This is the government. This is a whole other conspiracy theory.
I really don't know. What is freedom? Are we at all free ever?
No.
Do I need to run away in the forest? And even there,
I don't think we're free ever. I think even if you're in the forest butt naked, you're still not free.
No.
You're still not free. No.
I'm shook. Is what I have to say right now.
I mean, no, we're not ever free, but I don't think we really should as well. That's another thing. Because, also the whole concept of America being a free country.
Oh, wow.
I don't
understand.
I don't understand that, because it's not a free country.
I don't know what they mean with it.
It's free relative to other countries.
It's not.
I don't...
It's not. It's really
compared
not.
To something.
I guess so,
country.
But then again, what are you... I don't know. I don't want to get into it.
You don't want to get into it?
I don't think I do. I don't understand America. I don't know. I don't know enough.
It's a lot.
It is, exactly.
It is a lot.
And I don't know enough. And it's a lot of politics as well.
Everything's politics almost. You can debate that almost everything is politics. It's a running joke that you lose in a spelling bee, politics, bro.
Yeah.
You're that grade 4 spelling bee that you won, bro.
Politics. It's a conspiracy by the government.
Yeah.
But even if we didn't have politics, even if we didn't have the government, apparently we're gonna make one anyway, because we're addicted to having rules. And order.
We really do.
Crazy.
I don't think it's that crazy. Because once again, this is coming from a it's just a mixture and a conclusion of evolution. This isn't the conclusion, but so far, this is it. And so, it didn't just happen.
No.
But
even if we go back to zero, it's still going to happen again.
Yeah.
Because it's just a natural...
Unless you change us subconsciously and genetically, how we are, and how we react, and what we do.
So how do we get to to right between right and wrong?
Um,
With all of these complex rules arising from friendships, actual law, bylaws, and whatever else.
well, people at this point usually bring in other aspects into this to make this topic and have this conversation. And by that I mean they bring in religion, they bring in culture and all these different things into it.
I was just thinking about religion, yeah.
Yeah, because most people do rely on it for answers
Yeah.
to moral dilemmas, to all of this. Because people will say, okay, so you don't have law, you don't have anything. What do? The first thing, well, most people would say, is religion.
Yeah.
They're like because most people set their morals on religion. I don't want to say most, but
a lot.
a lot. It really is a lot. They do set it on religion, and I don't think that's the right mindset to have, really. But I don't know. I really do think moral comes from a point of science.
Imagine how confused people were back in the day when religion came about. Even though gods were a thing way
Way
back.
before Greek gods and
Whatever else
Yeah.
gods. You know, a lot of gods. But people were like so fed up with wanting to know what's right and what's wrong that they wanted to make up a person or an entity to rely on. They made up something, or they didn't. I don't know. I don't consider myself atheist. I don't consider myself religious. I do believe in energy and in spirituality. I do believe in.
I say this a lot, but there's more reason for me to worship the sun than
Oh, yeah.
a god.
I think that's another podcast.
That is another podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a lot. And like I said, I think there's more, like, not more, but morals. And I'm reading this book by Sam Harris. It's called Moral Landscape. And it basically just talks about how there is actually like morals in terms of how we are just genetically. And it does come from a point of science.
Okay.
Not from a point of rules in a book.
So morals are like engraved in us. Is
They
that what
are.
you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's personal judgment, I guess, and because what I'm reading, in comparison to what you're reading, I'm reading the BBC editorial guidelines, which are 200 pages of nothing. Because of my course, I'm reading this right now. I'm doing an ethics essay for next month on ethics and what's right and what's wrong in journalism, because obviously journalism is you have to make a lot of these choices. But what I mean to say is, in these 200 pages of the BBC guidelines, anything they say ends with unless it is editorially justified to do otherwise. And why would you write 200 pages of do's and don'ts?
To basically say it's up to the editor.
Yeah. Or up to the public interest.
That's another
so
one.
to
Yeah,
say.
I say that a lot. Up to the public interest.
Because it is up to the public
It
interest.
is. Yeah, BBC is a public.
Not only. Like any news outlet, any place where you would go to seek the truth at, it's depending on the public interest. And depending on how big that public interest is, that might justify you doing some crazy ass shit to people.
Yeah.
Like breaking in, and that's like one out of thousands. But yeah, that being said, morals as just part of our personal genetics. Is it different for everybody if it's genetics, or should it be the same for everybody?
It is different. But when I say it is different, I mean for the rare select few. Because we were watching the documentary Interview with a Cannibal. And what's right to him was different. Although what was right to him wasn't really based on how he was like born genetically. It was more like how he was raised.
What was right to him was pretty much right to me.
Yeah.
He didn't do okay. I don't know if I want to say that.
You don't want to get into it?
I don't know if I want to defend a cannibal on air.
If you state everything.
So
because you can't just say it. You have to state why.
So condensed,
Mm-hmm.
this guy wants to eat people because he believes that when you love and when you connect with somebody and when you're attracted to them as well, you have to consume their flesh in order to keep them with you all the time. Okay, these are his sexual and life preferences. He lived his whole life wanting to do it, and then he came about a few websites on the internet where he realized that actually other people want to be eaten, and there are people out there who believe that to be connected to somebody they have to be consumed. And he found a match, and this guy came over and they engaged in whatever it's called, cannibalism.
In cannibalism, yeah.
He ate him. He, I'm not going to get into details because it's very grotesque, but this guy basically ate him. But the other guy was consenting. That's the thing, though. Was he crazy to consent?
He even, like, on the actual meetup, he told them to do things the other person wasn't even comfortable with at first.
Yeah. He asked him to hurt him. He was into it. Like, and this guy who was the cannibal who they were interviewing in prison basically said, like, he was happy throughout the whole time.
Yeah.
He was smiling.
Excited.
He was excited until the point he died. He lost blood. He was excited that I'm doing this to him. Was he mentally unstable? And even if so, why?
He's still in control of it. There was this is he doctor? There was a doctor in the documentary talking about it.
He was something about sexuality.
But he said about his psychosis. He was like, okay, he does have this thing, but he's in full control of it. So in his eyes, of the guy that was saying, the doctor or whoever he was saying that he's fine. He's literally fine.
He was talking about the cannibal.
Huh?
He was talking about the actual cannibal.
Yeah, this is about the actual cannibal. He was saying that he's fine because he knows he has this and he's in control of it. Yeah,
he was evaluated as mentally stable. And he was. You can look at the interview and he is.
Yeah, if you want to look at it, it's called Interview with the Cannibal. It's on YouTube.
It's like 45 minutes.
It's 45 minutes. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. More right and wrong. These guys.
Right and wrong.
They were like...
And it was brought up in the documentary where it's like, okay, they were originally going to give him what, 7 months, 7 years.
I don't know. Because this happened in Germany, and back then, I don't know how it is now, but back then they apparently did not have laws against cannibalism, and they accused him of manslaughter. But then because he recorded the whole thing on video, they ended up accusing him of murder because of some details, which they evaluated later in court, and they came about to the decision that he actually murdered him. And he got life. But
originally he was getting, I'm gonna say 7 years just to be safe.
Okay.
7 years, because 7 years or 7 months. It's on the documentary. If you watch it, they'll tell you. Just because the other person consented.
Yeah.
Literally, that's why. And the reason why he ended up getting life is because the other person was still alive when he killed them. And that was really it. That was their verdict on it. Yeah.
But, then again, what's wrong with people choosing to be eaten?
Yeah. That wasn't the problem. The problem that you said was with these people, you don't know whether the person that agreed to take action into this whole thing was okay with it, because they could have been manipulated, because these types of people, they probably have the ability to manipulate someone into doing these things.
But in this case specifically, that happened on the internet inside of a website specifically designed to meet up people who want to eat people. And others who want to be eaten.
Yeah.
So this is an ongoing thing. This is a, dare I say, sexuality.
Yeah.
Because it's based on sex.
It is.
Because if you have a recipient, if you have somebody who wants to engage in this back to you, Sure. Like, is it too far? Who's gonna tell me? Like, who's gonna tell me if it's too far? Is there a law against it? Apparently not in Germany. So was the only problem that he killed him with a knife? If he had continued eating him, and if this is how he died, would he have been
Convicted of murder? But then again, there's no law against cannibalism, but it is murder in the end. So
what type of murder? There are different types
it's
of murders.
consensual.
Yeah.
It is consensual.
Is it assisted suicide then?
Yeah, that's what they classify it.
What?
As assisted suicide.
Yeah. I don't know. When do you start making, and then something like this, because they didn't have a rule inside of this country, they did not have a rule against cannibalism, then this happened, and probably, don't quote me on that, but probably they have a rule now.
Yeah. They definitely have a rule.
Even though one person did it, they're like, and in high school, when I used to do all the crazy shit I used to do, my motto was, do stuff so crazy that it's not even in the law. Like, it's not even against the law, because there's no law against it.
Yeah.
Because you can.
I think there's a YouTube video on that.
Maybe. Well, there's a podcast on it now.
There's a podcast. Well, this isn't a podcast on it.
Yeah.
It's part of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should we wrap it up?
I think, what time? How much are we into it?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, we should wrap this up.
Okay.
I
don't know. I'm very confused on
how to end it.
I was gonna say on laws on rules.
It's so dense. There's
layers. A lot.
There's a lot.
Let's say that we're just addicted to order. We want to have order, and even if you try to take it away from us, we're gonna make it up again. So
one way or another,
just be nice to your housemates. That's what I'm gonna say.
Just I don't want to say have common sense. Just be a decent person. That's all people ask, and that's it.
What's a decent person?
What is a decent person?
This is another question. Okay.
Again, we shouldn't get into a different question right now because we need to sign this off.
I'm going to, besides me asking where do you store your eggs, what is a decent person?
What is a decent person?
I want to know. What do people think?
Yeah.
Are they decent people? Do you think you're a decent person?
Are you listening a decent person?
I hit my microphone. Did you hear that?
I heard it.
I'm sorry. I don't think it was too loud.
Apologize to the fans.
Anyway, well, it's currently 9 minutes past 10 o'clock in the evening. Is the 11th of November, and thank you for listening to this.
Thank you.
This was Zoe.
This was Dan.
And this was the Dan&Zoe podcast.
See ya.
See you next time. Bye.